practice it like, oh, she ever give me another chance, I'm gonna be in it like these.
Their mating habits are a big reason why the double stuffed versus Oreos are where they're at. Pandas and breeding programs in captivity.
Vaughn here. Should we let nature finally delete pandas? Casual dropped a video. You know we're gonna check it out. Man, I feel a little better. How long I've been gone? How long has it been since 12 days. Yeah, well, like I made a separate video because my guy Apollo deserves a whole video dedicated to him. But yeah, R.I.P. Apollo, man, my dog. I have not been good these past. It's been going on a week now. It's been 4 days. It's going on a week. It's weird, bro. I do not feel good at all. It's just weird. Like sometimes you can hear him walking around in the background or drinking or eating something hella loud. You will not hear that no more. It's just weird, bro. The greatest dog I had in my life, bro. He was a human in dog form, but he has a whole. It's just weird. You just gotta move on. Like you just gotta move on and eventually get another dog. I just hate it. Like, even if I get a puppy or something, I'm gonna just be like, man, Apollo would have loved you, bro. But yeah, it's been a rough 4 days. But moving on from that, sadly, like I said, casual dropped the video. Should we let nature finally delete pandas? You know, if it's nature's will, let it be done. I guess it's not as long as it's not humans out here just deleting them because we feel like they're not worth a damn. Like I don't know, if it's nature's way, let nature take its course. I mean, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna hop straight into it. No more talking. If you're new, like, comment, subscribe, and if you're not new, you just keep coming back. Subscribe, but what are you doing? Now, let's see why pandas might get deleted by fucking nature.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Billy.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Billy.
Coming up to chill. What's the plan, bro? Everything is awesome when you're a panda.
There are some animals whose entire existence
I've
proves
seen
that
this,
nature
bro.
is about survival of the fittest.
Send them to the NFL Combine. What
There are
the
some
hell?
animals whose entire existence proves.
Hold on. Side note. Hold on. I seen the craziest juke of all time. Oh, bro. Like, what the? Yo, like. That is one of the greatest getaways I've ever seen. Like, how did he? That was crazy. Like, I think this one is better though. I ain't gonna lie, that bro. Yeah, that is crazy. They got better reflexes than an F1 driver. Like, what the hell? This is gonna be the last one. This was crazy too. This gazelle was not having it. Oh, nah, that is crazy, bro. Dude, what the hell? Boom! Oh my god, bro! Put him at running back. We need him. We need him. We need him. He don't need blockers.
Where the hell did she go?
Where the hell did she go? Bro. Did this lion just get juked into another dimension?
Where the hell did she go?
Nah, she was embarrassed as hell. She just kept running.
If life was a class, it wouldn't be about passing with straight A's. It'd be about passing off your DNA before you become an F in the chat. And some animals are universally recognized as the remedial students of nature. Cheetahs are the red-headed stepchild of the cat world. Sloths are basically free calories served on a moss.
And they got that reflex
and
like the
roasting
mother
koalas is
animals
considered
had.
low-hanging fruit only because they happen to share the same IQ. And also because they put the mid in chlamydia. And it seems that everyone can agree that pandas are egregiously bad at pandaing, and that we as a society need to stop being this biracial Winnie the Pooh's crutch and just let nature finish what it's clearly started. But are pandas really that bad? Did we successfully gaslight the barcode bears of the world? Or do pandas really profit off the most OP pretty privileged genjutsu nature's ever seen? To find out, first we gotta lay out all the factors that make the try to panda challenge virtually impossible. But before that,
so when they had Kung Fu Panda, when they had Po, like this clumsy, uncoordinated panda, they were like kind of accurate. Like Po was just this clumsy, stumbling all over the place, falling down, always trying to eat something. Panda, and I was like really accurate. Like That's crazy.
This video was sponsored by absolutely no one. Let's get it. You probably already know that the panda's biggest problem revolves around it being a bamboo sink. 99% of the things that meets this oversized equality hamster's gullet is bamboo. Despite clearly being designed with carnivore software, it's the koala problem of
Might be
building
the
your entire
title of
meal
this
plan
video.
around something that gives you very little back.
So that's
which
why
is why
Poe from
pandas can
Kung
spend
Fu
up to
Panda
16
acted
hours
like
a day eating something they can only digest 17% of. The very definition of injustice is that when you Google sloth bear, this monochromatic try-hard vegan doesn't show up, since their diet of scarfing bamboo often leaves them with very little energy for anything else. So to accommodate this self-imposed energy budget, pandas developed relatively smaller sized organs, including, you guessed it, their brains. And something else, but we'll get to that. But yeah, being a bimbo for bamboo might have literally nerfed their intelligence in the process. And some of you may have asked yourselves why the breathing bamboo purses don't just hibernate, since hibernation is basically power save mode for animals, and if anyone needs to save energy, it's pandas. Well, one, bears technically aren't even true hibernators. But two, even if they were, eating like the vegan teacher's lapdog means pandas are physically incapable of putting on the fat reserves required to hibernate for months at a
But
time.
like, bro, look at them. They look so cute. Like,
Without
man,
also getting
that's crazy how adorable they look. But if this panda wanted to, they could just delete you from life. That's crazy. I feel like that's what some people do. Like when they see a cute animal, like a panda, they just forget. Like, yeah, it could still end you. So I'd be careful.
perma-slept to starvation. But honestly, the problems with their diet
Look
have
at it,
low-key been
bro.
overblown. If being a bamboo junkie was their only issue,
Bro.
they wouldn't be as chronically down bad. At their core, animals have two main goals: food and another F word my mom.
I was like, why?
Gets chronically down bad. At their core, animals
Bro.
have two main goals.
I was like real casual. I was like, why does casual have me watching hyena sex? Then I don't.
And another F
He
word
couldn't
my mom
handle
doesn't
all
like me to
that.
say.
He-
We see how they handle their meal prep, but it's their love life that really screws pandas over. Pandas are absurdly bad at making
This
goals.
is so
Food
stupid, bro.
and another
Like,
F
why
word
you
my mom
fall
doesn't
back
like me
like
to say.
that?
We see how they handle their meal prep, but it's their love life that really screws pandas over. Pandas are
Okay.
absurdly bad at making more pandas. Off rip, their window to reproduce
Bro,
isn't
what
even
the
really a
hell?
window, it's more like a hairline crack in the windshield. Female pandas ovulate 1 to 3 days out of the entire year. That's only 24 to 72 hours are open for business out of a possible 8,760. And since being bent on bamboo means they eat, sleep, and socialize like a stereotypical Reddit user, finding a possible partner is often equally as difficult for them. Even if he does manage to track a female down, he still has a high risk of fumbling
What
the
is
opportunity
this?
because males are apparently illiterate at reading signs. Male pandas often struggle to interpret the signs that a female actually wants to mate. Word. And when you only have hours on the
Bro,
clock, often
that
struggle
is-
to interpret the signs that a female actually wants to mate. Word.
Look, hold on, bro. What?
And when you only male pandas often struggle to interpret the signs that a female actually wants to mate.
Look, I know girls be like, guys are not good at picking up hints. Not gonna lie, if y'all gave hints like this, we'll know every time. Like, imagine as a human, like a girl doing this to you, and like you just do this. As like humans though, imagine a girl just like giving you the biggest hint, and you just chilling. I ain't gonna lie, this panda just like me for real. I'd do just that. Like, a girl can come in front of me, bend straight over. Like, I was at the gym right before I started filming. I could have been at the gym. A girl could have came over, bent straight in front of me. I still would have ignored it. Like, I don't know why she's doing it. Maybe she's just, she's just working out, bro. I don't know. I would have been like, she's just working out, bro. She's not trying to flirt with me. What are you talking
And
about?
when you only have hours on the clock, mistakes like that ensure that the only thing getting
No,
screwed is the
there's
future
no
of your
way,
project.
bro.
And
You
even
know what, bro? Nah, she picked the wrong time. He's just trying to enjoy his meal right now. He ain't in the
if
mood.
the female's 100% with it, it's still not a for sure thing. Partly because male pandas struggle through the process of procreation in a way that is almost impressive, but also partly due to the panda's reportedly disproportionately tiny penis. Which is why pandacoitus is a lot like trying to get a 1/4-inch USB into a port blind, while also wearing a 200-pound fat suit. Oh, and try without using thumbs. Nature did this obese oppression raccoon zero favors. Their mating habits are a big reason why the double-stuffed Ursus Oreos are where they're at. Pandas and breeding programs in captivity habits are a big reason why the double
Bro, the clips this man is using is wild.
Their mating habits are a
Bro.
big reason why the double-stuffed Ursus
He's practicing his stroke game for when she finally throw it back at him again. You practice it like, oh, she ever give me another chance, I'm gonna be in it like this.
Their mating
I'm gonna
habits
be
are a
in
big
it like
reason why the
this. She ever give
double-stuffed
me another
Ursus
chance,
Oreos
I'm
are
giving
where
it
they're at. Pandas and breeding programs in captivity.
Hey, bro. You like,
Stuffed
she
Ursus
back
Oreos
that ass
are
up
where
one
they're
more
at.
time. I'd
Pandas
be
and
like-
breeding programs in captivity. Often, their mating habits are a big reason why the double-stuffed Ursus Oreos are where they're at. Pandas and breeding programs in captivity often
I can't, bro.
show so little interest in their literal only job that researchers have resorted to showing them videos of pandas mating. Apart from pulling videos from Panda Hub, researchers have also resorted
Okay, what does showing panda porn has to do anything? Why do you have a panda looking at porn? I don't think it'll have the same effect on them as us.
to giving them actual Viagra. Although you'd need a magnifying glass to see if it's working, because again, the P in panda does not stand for packing. And even though most pandas rely on the grace of God as a wingman, somehow the jihad of life doesn't end once they add new names to the roster. Pandas are some of the worst parents on the planet. You've probably heard that if a panda has twins, one of them is a guaranteed loss, since the mother panda will abandon half her litter and leave that one twin to die. Which is even worse when you consider that grizzly bears will allegedly disown their cubs, but they only do it when there's one, since they'd rather start over with 2 to 4 cubs than put all their hopes and stock in one. The chosen panda cub doesn't get off scot-free either, since the yin-yang colored chonk bears of China have the highest mother-to-baby size ratio of any mammal. To put it in perspective, humans are typically 20 times bigger than their babies. Mother African elephants are typically 45 times heavier. A mama panda is approximately 900 times the size of her newborn baby. And since they don't have pouches like marsupials, that puts the panda at a legitimate risk of being turned into a chalk outline by its own oblivious mother. Just another way nature set this glorified cow gerbil up for failure. And it's not even like domestication is an option. A good reason is cause, despite what the black and white bane of bamboo might tell you, it's still a bear, and a bear is a bear is a bear. And the black sheep of the bear brotherhood is still liable to absolutely fold any.
See, that's what I was saying, bro. I'm like, bro, look, I think, you know what I mean? I was saying this. Like, the cuteness of them getting in the way of their aggression. I'm like, look, bro.
A bear. And the black sheep of the bear brotherhood is still liable to absolutely fold any human. Especially since the one plus of constantly crushing bamboo is a bite force comparable to big cats like lions. In case you thought this plus-size Oreo was sweet, one man nearly lost his whole leg after a giant panda wandered onto his land and crushed his leg like celery. Then there's the fact that a high-volume, low-efficient diet means the one-man bamboo processing plant known as the panda can poop a healthy 40 times a day. And of course, living in the chilly, mountainous forests of Asia, pandas figured out that they can stay warm by rolling around and covering themselves in fresh manure. So if you want to add a biting, eating, pooping, sewer-smelling dependent to your family, like I always say, you're better off having children. Because there are no tax credits for providing for pandas. In fact, the opposite. Pandas quite literally cost millions of dollars just to keep alive. But mostly that's because giant pandas are leased by the Chinese government at approximately a fat million a year. And if one of those pandas gets knocked up, that'll set you back a cub tax of about 400,000. Which is why, currently, only 3 zoos in the US have a biracial, bamboo-munching beanbag of a bear on display. One of those zoos used to be San Diego. I say used to because one of the consequences of renting pandas is that gives China the ammunition to be petty. I'm not a political channel, I'll never be a political channel. I'm not implying any type of affiliation or bias, I'm just listing 2 things that happened. In 2019, Trump may or may not have fueled a trade war against China. And come May 2019, a mother panda and her son were recalled and sent back to China. Now you could argue the trade war had nothing to do with it and this was just the natural end of a panda loan. But 10 years earlier in 2009, Taishan the panda was deported not long after Obama met with the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama is, as far as China is concerned, an op. So my working theory is China uses pandas for diplomacy, but also as a vehicle of petty punishment. That's not really the pandas' fault, but at this point we might as well hold it against them too. We didn't even mention the fact that pandas aren't even really pandas. When zoologist Frédéric Cuvier first used the word panda in 1825, he was describing the red-headed raccoon we call the red panda. The furry orca known as the giant panda wasn't named until much later, and it only got its name because at the time they thought it had a lot in common with the red panda. Turns out, they're not even close to being related, meaning this overgrown zebra yogi isn't even the original panda. And the fact that its monochrome mugshot shows up first when you type panda and not live-action Shifu is one of the biggest injustices of nature. This is the OG panda, but the newspaper-flavored cloud-guzzling frauds took up just enough space to convince the world otherwise. So obviously pandas have their problems, and you can argue that their best trait is being a luck merchant. There is no other animal that gets carried harder by pretty privilege than the endgame of a sloth bear raccoon orgy. And they're the only
It looks
creature
so
on Earth
cute.
with
Look
black
at it, bro. Like,
and white privilege.
it's so
because
adorable.
the reason giant pandas are the mascot of the World Wildlife Fund is literally because having a mascot with the same color patterns as 1940s TV saves you a lot of money on ink. Yo, that sounds like a joke, but I'm not even kidding. If pandas were black and yellow or black and brown, they might not have gotten the job. But that aside, consensus is that pandas are so bad at pandaing that we should just let the flex of China fade into oblivion the way nature intended. But is that really true, or have we just been doing giant pandas incredibly dirty this entire time? First thing to mention is that they're a specialist species, with that specialty being in binging bamboo. Being a specialist rather than a generalist means you can typically tap into a niche nobody else can. But that means they can adapt to changes in their environment, and that also means that there are only a couple things going wrong away from getting evicted from reality. Having a very particular set of skills might be great if you're Liam Neeson, but it can severely handicap you as a species. And the funny thing is, for all the crap pandas get, the biggest and arguably most intimidating land predator on the planet is a specialist. Polar bears depend almost entirely on sea ice to hunt, and if that goes away, then it's bye-bye ice bear. But for some reason, we don't on the polar bear nearly as much for being dependent on ice as we lampoon pandas for their life choices. Especially since it's habitat destruction and fragmentation that really had giant pandas down bad. You see, it's believed the panda bear once had more variety in his diet and was more omnivorous. But likely because there was just so much bamboo everywhere and virtually zero competition for it, eventually they shifted into primarily eating bamboo. It also turns out that the bamboo they eat is high in protein but low in carbs. So despite seeming like that one person that would bring a veggie burger to a cookout, weirdly enough, the giant panda's protein intake is actually close to that of wolves. They're also particular about the part of bamboo they like to eat and when. According to studies on radio-collared pandas, in the summer and spring they prefer to eat the protein-packed shoots found at higher altitudes. But during autumn and winter they migrate down into the valley and shift more towards eating bamboo leaves, which are high in vitamin C along with roots. And they just move from high to low to high again year in and year out. Something that's clearly worked for them since they've been just fine like this for thousands of years. So much so that the umami taste receptor, i.e. the one that lets you experience the savory taste of meat, theirs got turned off. And they even evolved a false thumb for no other reason than to help them hold bamboo. So clearly pandas had a process that worked. The problem is when you fragment the habitat they spent thousands of years in and separate them from the food, the result is less pandas. We love to say pandas are bad at life, but by receding their habitat like a middle-aged hairline, we haven't made living any easier. Also, the whole point I made about pandas being bad at making whoopee, turns out that might just be propaganda, because in a twist, the giant panda's reproductive rate really isn't that much worse than that of American black bears. And black bears, they're doing just fine. In fact, everything I said about pandas having negative riz really only applies to those in captivity. In the wild, female pandas do have a small window for baby making, but that's often after a selection process that involves at least 2 males running fades for her honor. In a process that can last up to and over a week. And we now believe that this process might just be what stimulates ovulation. You can't really replicate that in a zoo, and between that and a constant flow of people, that's probably the biggest reason why pandas in captivity become celibate. Like, be real, if you were forced into an arranged marriage and had to have an audience watch you consummate it, you'd be a little awkward too. There is no bigger indictment than the fact that a zoo in Hong Kong had been trying to hook up 2 pandas for the better part of 10 years. And it wasn't until a certain beer virus of 2020 shut down the zoo to the public that the 2 bears finally got it on. Roommates for 10 years, and all it took was a
they got stage fright. Understandable, bro. Not everybody want to fuck on camera. Not everybody want to, you know what I mean? When these people go away, it's on, baby.
couple months of privacy for them to fornicate. But even with all the slander, pandas are actually in pretty good shape. And that is a problem. With about 2,000 pandas alive today, pandas were recently demoted off the endangered species list. Yet giant pandas still finesse a bulk of conservation efforts simply because they're cute. Think about it for a second. Pandas have big eyes, big foreheads, and chonk physique. If they didn't remind us of babies, we wouldn't be this invested in their future. There's like 400 blobfish left in the entire world, and you probably didn't know that because, real talk, nobody's buying their child a plushie that looks like a deflated sunfish fetus. Not to mention the animals that could legitimately destroy entire ecosystems if they go ghost, like bees or certain types of plants. They become an afterthought because, pretty gets priority. It's like that one gym teacher that ignores actually struggling students to help the attractive girls in class that don't need or ask for it. That's right. Pandas are hot girls. Side note, why does it always seem like the gym teacher's on felonious timing? Pandas aren't perfect, they're miles away from it, but at the end of the day, we've done fun.
Have you ever had a gym teacher on that timing? I'm trying to think. Have I ever had a gym teacher on that time? No, thankfully I haven't. Well, actually, it wasn't a gym teacher, but it was like a basketball coach, and the girls always say it did get like a little weird. Like you always try to help them. I don't know. But I ain't never heard nothing too crazy. Thankfully.
more to them than for them. But that's gonna do it for this video. Be sure to check out my book for 100 animals that can absolutely fold you like a lawn chair, link in description. Drink water, you need that stuff. Hug your mother, tell Pops you appreciate him. Matter of fact, might have to make a Father's Day video in the name of equality. But until then, I'ma see y'all
When I see y'all.
in the next one. Now for y'all that watched till the end, here's some panda ASMR.
That's fire. But damn. Will Panda like delete themselves? Is it kind of like it's like our fault and their fault at the same time? It's like it's their fault for being kind of ass at living, but at the same time, we do take away their habitat like humans always do, and then we like watch them 24/7, and they got like stage fright so they don't reprocreate. I don't know. Will pandas delete themselves? Only time will tell. Is there any animal that went extinct in recently, bro? Cause you always hear like back then animals going extinct. Like, bro, imagine pandas just went extinct. Like, I think that's gonna be like internet breaking news. Like, today the last panda has died. I feel like that would be like break the internet type thing. But it's gonna do it. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, thank you for caring enough to watch me watch this video. And yeah, man. If you're new, like, comment, subscribe, and if you're not new, you just keep coming back. Subscribe, bro. What are you doing? And I will see y'all in the next one.